Hello students, welcome to the class of science chapter 14 Chemical effects of electric currents. Topics of chapter are: first, it is introduction part. Next, other topics are electrolyte, chemical effects of electric current, magnetic effect of electric current, and electroplating. First, we should know what is electric current. Electric current is the flow of electricity through a conductor. The current is caused by the movement of electrons. An electric current can provide energy to do work. For example, turn on a light, move a motor. What are three effects of an electric current? The three effects of electric current is heating effect, chemical effect, and magnetic effect. Let us understand all three effects with the help of this diagram. In heating effect of electric current, when current flows through the conductors or through the circuit, then heat is produced and bulb glows. Students, when you touch the lighted bulb, then you will feel hot. So it is the example of heating effect of electric current. So many devices works on the heating effect of electric current. For example, electric iron, electric heater, etc. Okay. Now what is chemical effect? A chemical reaction occurs in the beaker as the current flows through it. Now what is magnetic effect? The current creates a magnetic field around the wire. This causes magnetic compass needle to deflect from its normal north-south position. Means when current flows through the conducting wires, then magnetic field develop around these wires, and due to this magnetic field, needle of the magnetic compass shows deflection. So it is the magnetic effect of electric current. Students, out of these three effects, in this chapter you have to study about the chemical effects of electric current. So what happens in chemical effects of electric current? When electric current passes through the conducting liquids, then chemical reaction takes place, and this is known as chemical effect of electric current. Okay students, and all liquid do not conduct electricity. Some liquids are good conductor of electricity and some liquids are poor conductor of electricity. And most liquid that conduct electricity are the solutions of acids, bases and salt. Okay students, and as we know that some materials allow electric current to pass through them and some materials do not allow. So the materials which allow electric current to pass through them are good conductor of electricity, and the materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them are the poor conductors of electricity. Let us see figure 14.1. Students, in first case bulb is glowing because this conducting wire is attached with the metallic part of tester, and you know that metal is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, and in second case bulb is not glowing because conducting wire is attached with the plastic part of the tester, and you know that plastic is a poor conductor of electricity. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. Do liquids conduct electricity? Yes, liquids also conduct electricity. And the liquid which conduct electricity, they are known as electrolyte. Means to say that the liquid which contains acids, bases and salt are the good conductor of electricity. Students, distilled water do not allow electric current to pass through them because it doesn't contain dissolved salt. Means it is the pure form of water. But when you dissolve some amount of salt in the distilled water, then it allows electric current to pass through them. Okay, so let us understand which type of liquid will conduct electricity and which type of liquid do not. For that, let us see activity 14.1. Students, in this activity, you have to make a tester by using an electric bulb, metallic wire, a battery and a tester. Okay. Now join the free ends of the tester to check that bulb is glowing or not. If bulb is glowing, then tester is working. Okay. Now our tester is ready to check that liquid conducts electricity or not. Okay students. Now let us move to the next activity, that is 14.2. Let us understand this activity with the help of figure 14.2. Students, in this activity, take lemon juice in a small beaker. Okay. Students, here instead of lemon juice, you can take vinegar solution also. Okay. Now you have to dip the free end of the tester in the lemon juice solution. Then you will observe that bulb glows. So this activity proves that lemon juice is a good conductor of electricity. And you know that lemon juice is a acidic solution. Okay, means it is acidic in nature. So when you dip the free end of the tester in the lemon juice solution, then circuit becomes complete. Okay, that's why bulb is glowing. Okay, students. Now, in some situation, even though the liquid is conducting, but bulb may not glow. So what is the reason behind it? This may happen due to the weak supply of electric current. Students, you know that when filament of the bulbs gets heated up to a high temperature, then it starts glowing. Okay. So if the current through the circuit is too weak, then filament does not get heated and it will not glow. Means to say that if the supply of electric current is weak, in that case filament of the bulb do not becomes hot and bulb will not glow. Okay, students, so you can use LEDs instead of this electric bulb. It is light emitting diodes. Okay, and LED glows even when a weak electric current flows through it. Okay, and there are two wires, that is called LEDs, attached to the LED. Okay, and one LED is slightly longer, you can see in this figure, and other one is the smaller. Okay, students, so while connecting the circuit, the longer LEDs is always connected to the positive terminal of the battery and shorter LED connected to the negative terminals of batteries. So instead of electric bulb, LED can be used to make the tester, because LED starts glows in weak current. Okay. Now let us see the other effect of electric current, that is magnetic effect. Let us understand it from the activity 14.3. Students, in this activity, take matchbox tray and put magnetic compass inside it. Okay, and wrap conducting wires around this matchbox tray. Okay, and connect these conducting wires with the help of battery. Okay, students, after that you have to connect the free ends of the wires. Then you will observe that the needle of the magnetic compass will show deflection, because when current passes through these conducting wires, then magnetic field develop around the conducting wires, and due to this magnetic field, needle of the magnetic compass shows deflection. So students, it is the magnetic effect of electric current. Now you can use this tester to check the conductivity of various liquids like tap water, vegetable oil, milk, honey, and record your observation in table 14.1. Let us see table 14.1. Students, when you dip the free end of the tester in the lemon juice, vinegar, tap water, then needle of this magnetic compass will show deflection. So these three liquids are good conductor of electricity. Okay, and when you dip the free ends of the tester in the vegetable oil, milk and honey, then needle of the magnetic compass will not show deflection. So these three liquids are poor conductor of electricity. Okay, and you can add more liquids in your activity, like you can take distilled water. In the case of distilled water, needle of this magnetic compass will not show deflection, so it is also poor conductor of electricity. Okay, and you can take like kerosene oil. Okay, students. So students, from this activity we observe that some liquids are good conductors of electricity and some are poor conductors. Okay, now let us see this box. As we know, air is a poor conductor of electricity, but during lightning, an electric current can pass through air. Okay, and this is possible in a special condition. In the same manner, the materials classified as poor conductors also allow electricity to pass under certain condition. Okay, students. Now, let us move to the next activity, that is 14.4. Students, in this activity, you have to check the conductivity of distilled water. Means, electricity will pass through distilled water or not. For that, take about 2 spoonfuls of distilled water in a clean and dry plastic or rubber cap of a bottle. Okay. Now you have to dip the free end of the tester in the distilled water. Students, you will observe that no electricity is conducted by distilled water. Okay. After, you have to dissolve a pinch of common salt in the distilled water and check the conductivity. You will notice that electricity is conducting here. So students, from this activity, we conclude that as the distilled water is pure, means there is no salt present in the distilled water. So distilled water does not conduct electricity. On the other hand, when a salt is dissolved into the distilled water, then it becomes salt solution and it conducts electricity. Okay, students. The water which we get from the sources such as taps, hand pumps, wells, ponds is not pure. Okay. It may contain several salts dissolved in it. Small amount of mineral salt are naturally present in it. So this water is also good conductor of electricity. Okay. And on the other hand, already I told you, distilled water is free from the salt, so it is poor conductor. Now let us see this box. Students, mineral salts which present naturally in water are beneficial for our health. However, these salts make water a good conductor. So, we must never handle the electrical appliances with wet hands or while standing on the wet floor. Okay. Now, let us see activity 14.5. Students, in this activity, you have to take 3 plastic cap. Okay. And in this plastic cap, you have to take distilled water. Okay. In first plastic cap, you have to add few drops of lemon juice, or you can take dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. And in second cap, you have to add base like caustic soda, or in third plastic cap, you have to add sugar. Okay. And you have to check the conductivity of these 3 liquids. When you add lemon juice in the distilled water, then it becomes acidic solution. Okay. And when you add base in the second cap, then this solution becomes basic. Okay. And when you add sugar, so it is the neutral solution. Okay. Now you have to taste which solution conduct electricity and which do not. So from the above activity, you will observe that acidic solution and basic solution conduct electricity, and already you have studied that salt solution also conduct electricity. So most of the liquid that conduct electricity are the solutions of acid, bases and salts. Okay. So dear students, it is the first part of chapter 14. Thank you. Hello students, let us continue second part. Now next important topic is chemical effects of electric current. Already we know what is chemical effect of electric current, but let us understand it more with the help of activity. First, we should know some important term, that is electrolyte, electrodes. So what is electrolyte? The liquid which conduct electricity are known as electrolyte. Okay. Like basic solution, acidic solution and salt solution are good electrolyte. And what is electrodes? Students, let us understand about the electrodes from the activity 14.6. In this activity, you have to take out carbon rods from the 2 discarded cells. Okay. Let us understand it with the help of figure 14.5. First, you have to take out 2 carbon rods. Okay. Now you have to clean their metal cap with the help of sandpaper. Okay. Now wrap the copper wire around this metal cap. Okay students. After, one wire you have to connect to the positive terminal of the battery, and second one wire you have to connect with the negative terminal of the battery. Okay. the two carbon rod is connected with the battery with the help of copper wire. So this both carbon rod is known as electrode. Okay. And when carbon rod is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, then it is known as anode. Okay. And when the carbon rod is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, then it is known as cathode. Okay, students. Now you have to put water in the beaker and add a few drops of lemon juice in the beaker to make solution more conducting. Okay. Now immerse these two electrodes in the solution. Okay. And make sure that the metal caps of the carbon rod are above the level of electrolyte in the beaker. Okay. And wait for 3 to 4 minutes. Notice the electrodes carefully. We will see that the bubbles of gases are produced at the two electrodes. So from this activity we can conclude that the chemical reaction has taken place in the water. The formation of gas bubbles shows the chemical effect of electric current. Okay, students. Whatever I described, that is given in this box. Now let us see next box. A British chemist, William Nicholson, had shown that if electrodes were immersed in the water and current was passed, then bubbles of oxygen and hydrogen were produced. Oxygen bubbles form on the electrodes connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and the hydrogen bubbles form on the other electrodes. Means when electric current passes through the water, then water decomposes into oxygen and hydrogen gas. Okay. And this phenomenon is known as electrolysis of water. And hydrogen gas forms at the cathode, whereas oxygen gas is formed on anode. Okay, students. So, the passage of electric current through a conducting solution causes chemical reaction. And during chemical reaction, changes in the color of solution can also occur. Okay, students. So, these are some of the chemical effects of electric current. In this way, the chemical effect produced by an electric current depends on the nature of conducting solution and on the nature of electrode used. Okay. Now, let us see this activity. What happens in this activity? Let us understand with the help of figure 14.6. Students, in this activity, we are going to understand that fruits and vegetables also conduct electricity. Let us do this activity. You have to take one potato and cut into two halves. Okay, and take one piece of the cut potato and insert free end of the copper wire in the potato. Okay, students, and the copper wire which is attached with the positive terminal of the battery, that is known as anode. Okay, and the copper wire which is attached with the negative terminal of the battery, that is known as cathode. Okay, students. After some time, you will observe a greenish blue spot on the cut surface of the potato around the anode. Okay. So here the formation of greenish blue spot around the anode on the cut potato shows the chemical effect of current. Okay, students. So from this activity we conclude that an electric current produces a chemical effect in a potato leading to change in color. Okay. Now let us move to our next important topic, that is electroplating. Electroplating is a process of depositing a thin layer of one metal over another metal by the method of electrolysis. Okay. The articles of cheap metals are coated with the precious metals like silver and gold to make them more attractive. Okay. And electroplating can be used to give shiny appearance and scratch proof finish to the object made from the cheaper metal. For example, new bicycle has shiny handlebar and wheel rims. Inner part of the bicycle is made up of iron and chromium is deposited on the outer surface of the cycle, so it has shiny appearance. Okay, students. So in electroplating process, one metal deposited over the another metal to make it more attractive or to make corrosion free. So, the process of depositing a thin layer of desired metal over a metal object with the help of electric current is called electroplating. Okay. Even the word electro means electric current and plating means the act of covering a metal object. Okay. And this electroplating protects the metals from the corrosion or rusting. Okay students. Now let us see activity 14.7. This activity shows that the process of depositing a layer of one metal on the surface of other metal. So let us understand this activity with the help of figure 14.7. Students, first you have to take copper sulfate. It is a salt. Okay. Then you have to take 2 copper plate of size around 10 cm by 4 cm. Then take 250 milliliter distilled water in a dry and clean beaker. Okay. After you have to dissolve 2 tablespoons of copper sulfate in the distilled water, and you can add few drops of the dilute sulfuric acid to the copper sulfate solution to make it more conducting. Now you have to clean these 2 copper plates with the help of sandpaper. Okay students. Now connect these 2 copper plates to the 2 terminals of the battery. Means one copper plate you have to connect with the positive terminal of the battery and other you have to connect with the negative terminal of the battery, and allow the electric current pass for about 15 minutes. Okay. After you have to remove the electrodes from the solution and look them carefully. Students, here we find some difference between the plates. Let us understand what happened. When electric current is passed through the copper sulfate solution, then copper sulfate dissociates into copper and sulfate. Means it is the solution of copper sulfate. Okay. And when electric current will pass through the copper sulfate solution, then it will dissociate into copper plus ion and sulfate minus ion, and this copper will deposit on the negative electrodes, that is known as cathodes. Okay. And from the other electrodes, means from the anode, an equal amount of copper gets dissolved into the solution. Means that copper gets transferred from the one electrode to the other electrode. Okay students. So the process of depositing a layer of desired metal on another materials by means of electricity is called electroplating, and it is one of the most common application of chemical effect of electric current. Electroplating is very useful process. Electroplating is widely used in industry for coating metals object with a thin layer of different metals. For example, chromium plating is done on many objects such as kitchen gas burners, bath taps. Means their inner body is made up of other metals and outer layer is coated with the chromium metals. Okay. And electroplating is widely used to prevent corrosion. For example, chromium has a shiny appearance and it does not corrode. So chromium layer is deposited on the many objects. Okay. To prevent them from corrosion. Now jewelers electroplate silver and gold on the less expensive metals. Okay. And tin cans used for storing foods are made by the electroplating tin on iron. Okay. And iron is coated with zinc to protect it from the corrosion and prevent from the rust. Bridges and the various parts of automobiles are made up of iron because it provides strength. Okay. So their body parts, means these iron parts is coated with zinc to protect it from the corrosion and prevent from rusting. Okay students, so these are the application of electroplating. Now your chapter completed. I hope all of you understood the chapter. Thank you.